What's up, everybody? This is Level Up Luke. You are listening to the Queen City Soccer Show. Today, I am going to be continuing my media series, which is highlighting media figures in and around Charlotte FC and the Charlotte soccer community. Today, I'm joined by a friend and an absolute legend, Jorge Torres. He is one of the most well-known photographers in this community. I want to find out what it's like to get that shot that becomes iconic, that highlights our Charlotte FC players. We had a few drinks at Common Market in South End. If you like what you hear and you want to join our little community here, you can find us on Twitter, on YouTube and TikTok at QCS Pod, and on Instagram at QCS Pod_. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast. Give us a 5-star review, please. I don't think we have very many reviews right now on Apple or Spotify, so if you give us that 5-star rating and you drop a little note about what you're enjoying so far, what else you would like to see in our coverage, we'd greatly appreciate it. It would help us grow our community here with the Queen City Soccer Show. So with that, I hope this gives you a good little behind the scenes, what it's like to be a photographer and videographer in the Charlotte soccer community. Enjoy. What's up, Jorge? How you doing today, bud?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Just enjoying this beautiful sunny day. I'm Level Up Luke. I'm here with Jorge Torres. You know him from the sidelines at Charlotte FC games. He is the photographer extraordinaire, photography, videography. I've seen you on the Apple Plus broadcasts over there, getting the shots. So, hey, I think we're kind of going through a renaissance right now with the supporter base. A lot of things changing up, still a lot of passion.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I never leave. It's been a wild ride.
Tell me about your ride, your journey with Charlotte FC, going from being a fan to being, fan media, and really now you're like an official photographer. I mean, it's you and maybe 2 or 3 other folks that are the Charlotte FC photographers.
Well, I wish I was still taking photos this year. Work has me changing things up and doing mainly video. Well, really, as I say now, people you know me well enough now, but I say that Charlotte FC was the one reason that my love for soccer came back.
Yeah,
because I'm a basketball guy. That's my main sport.
Jorge is decked out in his UNC gear right now, and to this day, I think seeing a game up there a few years ago, it's the coolest basketball experience I've been to.
100%. All that's left is for me to go to a Carolina Duke game. That's I got to check that one off the bucket list.
Absolutely.
But like I said, it's kind of year one. The team was really the main thing that brought the love for soccer about it. Because growing up at school, my main focus was all on the hardwood. And year one, Charlotte FC, it creeped into March Madness and NBA playoffs time. So I didn't get into it after both those tournaments ended, and after that I was cooked. So then I became a fan, and I was see, the photo side of me just started looking around at who was shooting what on the sideline and stuff like that. But obviously still cheering on, and then year one ended. So then I tried to find out, hey, when 2 guys I get in contact with, because this business is all about networking. So long story short, there was somebody who put out chants, chants for people to learn for the supporter section. They put them online. To me, it just sounded rough. It sounded cringy. So I reached out to this person, and they said, hey, of course, we'd like for you to come help so that they can sound better, look better. Came out to Camp North End that Wednesday. Met the people that I know now with the Footy Supporters group. They introduced me. I did some reels for them. Talks happened like that, and I became part of the group, and that's how that, thanks to them, and I always be thankful is that they were the ones that gave me the access to, and I ran with it, and I didn't have to facts, and it was perfect because that moment, early 2023, 2023, I was not the best in the best financial state. So I applied for season tickets in October after the season ended, lost my job, so I couldn't pay for them. So thanks to them, I was able to come to every single game. So it worked out. God works in marvelous ways. So that's how I was able to make it work.
Yeah, man. And I know, I've known you for years now. Going back to that first season and seeing you around the games, you're always, you're a solid presence. And I'm really glad that worked out for you. And I know you were going through another transition process earlier this year. And I told you at that time, I'll tell you again now, you're so talented. You're such a grinder, man. Never in doubt, but it is about the networking. It is about the people you know. So cheers. Hey, cheers, man.
Appreciate you.
We're hanging out here at Common Market in South End.
It's a chill vibe. This is Jorge's first time here. This is one of my little spots I like to go to.
It's funny though, that I've been in the area. Like I've been to Pins, I've been to the, Broken Promises down the street.
Yeah.
Walks over.
Warehouse right over there.
Yeah, Pada's right here. But I've never been in Common Market, so it's actually been hilarious. Like, I've been here before, just not here.
It's the spot. It's like a kind of a little bodega vibe. They got some good hot sandwiches. I got a little wooden robot that I'm nursing here. You got the Topo Chico hard seltzer.
We run through, me and my roommate, best friend Anthony from high school, we run through these at our house, so it's kind of like...
I know, that's right. I just kicked the 12-pack of it myself. Like, no joke, man. Those are solid. And the ranch waters are good, too.
Yeah.
But just it's really nice sunny afternoon, man. Grabbing a few brewskis, and this is really, I think, a good time to talk about like what is it that makes Charlotte FC special? What is it about that atmosphere and the culture? Because it gets to be springtime and summertime in the Carolinas here. The weather's beautiful, and I mean, what is it about soccer and the soccer culture that you think is really connecting with this city?
It's what brings people together. Whether you're Independence, Proud Legacy, now the girls, the Ascent.
Yeah, the Ascent.
Or, the main team, Charlotte FC. It's been the most unifying experience that I've been able to see. Like, even sharing I say sharing because we take up the majority of it during calendar year. With the Panthers, like, even then, like, they don't have, from the outside looking in, they don't have that much unifying because the majority of it is all away fans.
Right.
So, like, I've never seen, anything like it at all.
It feels year-round.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it feels like this is a community, too, that is really connecting people. Mm-hmm. I know I went through a tough time last year. One of the first people I reached out to was from the Charlotte FC community. That was huge. I've met clients, I've met professional connections, I've met good friends, and through the Charlotte FC scene.
That's how I was able to be like, you know what? I at least have a group of friends here, I know people here, I have the connections a little bit.
Yeah.
Before, I lived in the States, so it is about an hour some change north.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was making commutes every single week during the second season. So like, I just got my connections here, but like now it's kind of like I now have a group of three people that I come to and I'm cool with now.
Absolutely. Tell me about as far as the group of people you're with. How does that tie into your profession, your photography, videography, mm-hmm. the media side of things? I see your shots, and you have such good, candid photos of fans and supporters. Mm-hmm. What's the secret to that?
Good timing. That's really what it is. Last year, I truly didn't know what to expect. Because it's funny, though, because, like, I was the one photographer who didn't have any prior high school, college, or any, big-time pro experience at, sports photos. Like, I went from, like, pee-wee 6-year-old, 8, 10-year-old football to making the giant leap to pro MLS soccer.
Nice.
So at this point, I just had to rely on instincts.
What was that like? What was that transition like?
It was scary, bro, because, like, I just didn't, just...
Big venue.
Big venue, yeah. Like, granted, like, Taylor's not one of the people that I look up to, but, like, she has years of experience, and, like, the Ascent team have years of experience doing this. I didn't. So, like, honestly, like, the imposter syndrome was real, because I was like, bro, am I even good enough? So, that's why I think the Fudia team, because while, yes, people really don't realize I didn't, this is all pro bono work, but, like, I set it out as a way to prove myself that, yes, I can actually do something like this.
Yeah, and I think that's really a vulnerable thing to put out there. Like, the imposter syndrome is real. I'm sure that, I know I felt that way. I know there's a lot of folks listening who...
You just started with this big time, right? Because you didn't expect it.
No. I started in January with a QCS pod. Cole gave me a shot. It was originally just going to be my post-game reaction show, and then he invited me on just to be a co-host. I've been meeting people and networking with people in the community for the last few seasons. When I go around the tailgates, it's like I got to do my rounds and say hi to everybody.
It's literally me too.
Especially the first few years before I had, whatever small platform I do have, I just felt like a fan. And the more I got to know the players and know the coaches and know the people that I looked up to, the more I realized they're just regular people. They're just like us. Everybody feels the imposter syndrome. So, dude, that's like powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's funny though, because like people always ask me, it's like, because I now can text guys like Pat and like Brandon and stuff like that. Some, hey, how y'all doing? Like, they're like, I don't like even Kerwin, obviously, but like those guys, I don't see them as just like normal soccer players that are out there busting their ass, but like they're like my guys now.
Right.
So like, you know,
it's wild.
It's wild, and it's like I said, it's not even a flex. So people be like, "Oh wow, you have that connection."
It's really not like
even like first game of this year, like the next day on Sunday, I was at Brandon's apartment in the way room, and we did a video together.
Yeah,
like him and I are just boys at this point. So it's like people are like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. Well, hey, when I come back with Jorge, we're going to talk, get a little bit more in depth about, you know, his background and passions and interests. You listen to the Queen City Soccer Show.
This episode of the Queen City Soccer Show is brought to you by SeatGeek. The summer is heating up, and so are all of your favorite events, whether that is soccer or baseball or concerts, you name it. SeatGeek has you covered. Ready to check out Copa America this summer? Go to SeatGeek.com and enter the promo code QCSPod at checkout for $20 off your ticket. SeatGeek.com, promo code QCSPod.
All right, I am back here with Jorge Torres, and can you tell me about the business of photography, videography, being in media? How does somebody support themselves doing what they love?
Honestly, if you find out the answer, let me know.
There we go. I mean,
because I looked up to these girls like Laura and Krista that, you know, Tinder does hire out the freelance that, like, you know, have things with like the Knights and Aspar as well. So I would love to learn how they did it as well. But you know, right now I do thank God my job with North Sun Media is what's allowing me to, you know, work and be there. But the best I can say is just, like I said, it's just really who you know and the people that you reach out to. It's you got to put your foot out there, and eventually the more people eyes that you have, your work speaks for itself as so.
Yeah,
and, you know, people will realize like that's actually good work, and you know it'll stand out among the rest.
I love that, and I mean I think it's one of the biggest things about like the culture we're in today and the death of the traditional media over the last 20 years is like, there aren't the newspaper newsrooms that there used to be. There's not all of the jobs in the traditional employment media sector, and now it's a lot more freelancing and gig-based economy kind of stuff. Does that kind of sound like something that you've run into?
Yeah, like it's good and scary in a way, because it's good because you still have the freedom to like pick and choose, but it's also scary because you can't pick and choose and there's no certainty. Like you don't have that I do now thanks to Northside, but like you don't have that weekly paycheck, but you know, that's that certainty. Like, oh, I'm gonna be all right. But instead, that's when the hustle and the grind comes in.
Yeah, I'm a 1099 also. So
exactly.
Like, I mean, I live that lifestyle, man. I feel you. And I'm right now. I got a few checks that should have been cashed a few weeks ago, and they're not cashed yet. So it's yeah, it hurts. But I want to talk about some highlights. We'll switch over to some of your greatest moments. When I say that, you got some things that run through your head.
Well, we're going to go in chronological order.
Sure.
We're going to go, obviously, the first game I shot, which was not the greatest in-game. I did great pre-game. So that was the first. It was our belt whooping against Atlanta came last year.
Ooh.
That was my very first game I shot.
Atlanta last year?
Yeah, Atlanta
was that 2-1 final, or what was that?
At home. So that was like when they beat us 3-0.
Oh, no.
Oh, and that was my first game I shot. So I always remember that because you know you grift that very first opportunity.
Right.
Then after that, it was Red Bulls at home. It was one of the first ones I really, really shot good.
And we wore them out in that one, right?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah,
it was either one or tie. And I kept some banger shots of Kerwin because he got man of the match. And months later, I was able to order some of those shots and get them printed. He kept one, and I signed the other. And after that, then we became pretty cool because Colombian connection right there.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, him and I are pretty nice. Then obviously the one that stands out the most is at Atlanta, mainly just because there's like the whole that day and just encapsulates everything because it was like the road trip with the group, right? The constant chanting in the buses, stopping at the like a rest area and pulled out the drums. That's a day I'll never forget. It was unreal. Having to maneuver all over Mercedes-Benz Stadium because you don't know where to go. Thank God I had a connection down there. She guided me all the way down, and then just going down through the gate and seeing the gigantic. It was it. And then obviously it all caps off with the iconic Justin Merrill shot. That.
So tell me about that. Tell me about the lead up to that and what happened.
So everybody knows that he used to play there.
Right. I mean, it was his homecoming.
It was like his homecoming back and stuff like that. And I got like a warm up. You know, I got a couple layups in, if to use an analogy, because his first goal was on the other side from where our fans were.
Right.
I shot right through the neck, kind of good shot. He still gave that prayer sign, like, should show respect to the Atlanta United fans. Then it became the second one, where Camille crossed. This is already second half.
Yeah.
I was already on the other side. I sat down. I was ready, and then crossed it. Even Camille crossed it right through. He hit it. This is one of those where you can't predict it. You just gotta be. This was like 90% luck, if we're gonna be real. The man hit it in. The legit stopped, and I'm looking at like directly at him. He stopped, turns, faces me exactly. I nailed a shot, and it's one of those where I just freak out immediately because when I know I caught it, and I caught like an iconic. It's one of those, I had a flex because I was like not even tailored and her group was going to have this shot. And it was funny though because I even reached out to them and was like, hey, if y'all want to use this, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. So no, because really what it was is like if they allowed
You're right.
to highlight, they would have to do it for everybody else.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, fine, fair enough.
Yep.
So in the moment I knew it, I was like, holy shit. Like this is gonna go down in the history books. And
I'm gonna get a link to that shot so we can put it up for the listeners, because I mean it's a wild shot.
Like I'll even send you probably show like where I am in correlation to like where he's at.
Yeah,
I'm super close. It's beautiful.
I mean, I might have a shot from up in the supporters area that might have you in the shot like on the field because
it might be. And it's funny though because that same day, a couple days later, I edited it, put it out. Everybody freaks out like, holy hell, this is like the photo of the year, yada yada. I tagged Justin. He didn't see it. That is same May-ish, like really around this time of year. It was the game was around May. Months later in August, so it was like a random Instagram story that I put out. That's when he saw it.
Oh, he saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, he saw it just like months later, like even the time where it was still fresh
after the fact.
Months later in August. And then he hit me up. It's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, and then I texted him back. I was like, hey, I'd be honored to have this printed out and give it to you as a gift. And he was like, and he immediately said, print two, one for me and then one for me to sign for you to keep. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Exactly. So then, and then the meet the team at the end of the year, I beelined it. I was like one of the first ones in line. I beelined it, had everything ready for him. He was, and then, he already signed it, already had it framed up, but just got to get it hung up.
Yo, he was such a cool dude, and, I mean, not talking about sour grapes or anything, but I think it was a big mistake to let the negotiations fall apart on that one. Yeah. I wanted him to come back really bad. I met him at the Bronico fundraiser.
Yeah, that's right. It was funny, though, because I already had the photo printed and ready that day. I just didn't expect for him to show up. But it kind of went full circle knowing that I was able to do it at the event.
Dude, I talked to them like we talked about our kids for like 5 minutes. It was just he's such a
dad.
Like, oh my God, such a good dude. I honestly still he's going to be one of my all-time favorite Charlotte FC players, and he was only with us for a season, and that's a shame.
I see his prop.
Oh God. Oh, that Atlanta United game. That's when I like appreciated him. I was like, you know what? He was so technical, and he destroyed Atlanta like on the pitch, on the wing. It was a masterpiece.
His main thing was he was very close. He didn't get too high. He didn't get too low.
Well, and he would take advantage of younger players and take advantage of their inexperience. They would make aggressive moves, and he would be, like you said, so poised. He would just technically dribble right around them.
Beautiful.
He was not faster. He was just better, and he showed it. So it was like when you watch Messi out there. It was the same kind of poise where it's Messi's not running, he's jogging, but he'll run circles around you.
And talking about him, that's the last like iconic moment. I know, because I mean, like, you want to have that one, you want to get that one in the bucket list.
Yeah,
so I can't lie to you.
But you got some Kerwin backflips.
I didn't get Kerwin backflips. I got a couple celebrations.
Okay,
those are tough to time out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when the GOAT came to town, I was like, I gotta get the photo at least. I did get a couple, so I was like, all right, got that one checked off. I can focus on our team.
Yeah. That was me too, man. With Messi, it was like, I'm at the game. Check that off.
Check that one off.
We're good now. We're good
now. It's not the most beautiful one I would like to have, but the fact that I still say I got it, I'm good.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about the exclusives and like giving it to the team and stuff. So I was at an Independence Open Cup game, and with Independence, like, it's a lot less media present. So I parked up one of the few games where I've actually tried to pull double duty as like on the field media and taking photos and videos. Not my gig, man, not my wheelhouse. But I was the only person on the far side of the stadium.
They got a great photo of you,
and well, that was awkward. No, it was I was the only person there, and we scored the goal to go up on Rhode Island, which is a championship team, so level above Independence. And I ran over.
That's where Pat went, right? No, that was college.
Oh, college. Rhode Island's a new USL championship team, but it was in the Open Cup, so it was a cup set when we won it. But the first Charlotte Independence goal, I went running over. I was the only media over as they were doing their celebration, so I got them all in a group together celebrating and stuff. So the team was like, "Hey, can you send that over to us? We'll post it on socials." And I was like, "Yeah,
go right ahead.
Yeah, just tag the podcast." Like, no, that was a lot of fun. But I wish I was good at it. And having that skill and having the artistry. How did you practice photography? How did you come up and hone your skills?
A lot of trial and error. I learned off through YouTube tutorials, just trying. Like, normal people would just like pull out their camera and go straight on auto and just let it do its thing. But I put it straight into manual, and I learned as the days, weeks, months, and the years went by. Eventually, I was able to develop my own style, more the way I saw things.
Yeah. Perspective?
Yeah.
How do you feel like your style perspective is?
I don't know, because I've taken things from everybody.
Okay.
So I learned online, so I was able to I found the people that I enjoyed watching and enjoyed learning from.
Sure.
And I tried to, people say it's not good to copy because you're not being genuine, but you kind of have to copy a little bit to learn.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
You got to take you got to borrow from the best.
Exactly. Imitation is better than flattery.
Totally.
So yeah, I took a little bit of people that I looked up to and just kind of ran with it, and then realized everybody's niche is completely different, and I've been great for the opportunity to do different things, from like grass shoots to weddings to now sports and very things.
So more than sports, like what else? What other types of events work for you? I guess both professionally and within like your own personal passion. What other kinds of photography outside of sport?
Outside of sports, I enjoy weddings because it's a big. It's like a giant event.
It's a lot of emotion.
It's a lot of emotion. It's you get the rawness of people, and I get to be slightly creative, but it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
you get to interact with the families. At the end of the day, you get to food and the DJ, so it's been fun.
Weddings are a mix of portrait and event photography.
Yeah, it's one giant end product at the beginning, so you got to be able to know your everything really well. So I've enjoyed doing that. I've enjoyed doing just like normal like grad shoot and stuff like that. Lately, what I've enjoyed before I got last year, I was working for this company called Rustic in Maine, who does like kind of custom. No, we're gonna get that thing.
This is what kills my fucking everything, dude. All right.
Who does like custom wedding bands, like personalized? You can put everything from
kidding.
Rocks, coffee. Gold, anything you can imagine. And like, so like I was in charge of doing all the product photos, which is like the most fun thing because I get really creative and stuff like that. So I enjoy doing that as well.
Nice. What would you say are your goals coming up professionally for the photography, videography side? I know you said you don't do as much photography now, but what would you say your goals are for the coming year?
and for the coming year, I would like save up a little bit and be able to just have to not rely on like borrowing or renting gear and all this is expensive. That's like more short-term ish goal. But eventually, I would like to go solo. I would love to hopefully, dream would be to work for a pro team or like a D1 school or stuff like that, or just be completely independent and freelance on the side. So I'm not having to rely on somebody else's schedule or somebody else's deadline, stuff like that. So be able to still work in the sports space. It's definitely something I've realized it's like I think.
Yeah, and we talked about like how sports is a passion. What is it about sports? I guess from growing up or originally, what is it with you that really sparks that passion?
Like break them up. It's I think obviously depending on the sport, but it's the ultimate. People come together. At the end of the day, if you're having a bad time at home, work is going shit, or anything like that, you can pop on a game and you can forget about it for those 2 hours.
Yeah,
you can leave heartbroken because your team lost or whatever, or you can leave elated, and it's just the ultimate emotional whirlwind. And
but you're feeling something.
Exactly. So
you gotta feel alive.
Exactly.
I love it, man. It's like you said, it's about bringing people together, and you know that even if you're by yourself and alone somewhere watching the game, that there are thousands of other people who are doing the same thing somewhere else, and you get that sense of community. Where
true competition never really hurts.
Sure. Are you a competitor?
100%. I hate losing. It's not fun. Even like a normal game of 21, I hate it while I'm like in second place and like that.
What would you say, like, what do you get overly competitive about?
Not really.
Has it hurt any relationships being overly competitive?
I mean, if we're going there, I mean, maybe a little bit, because you're like, man, I wish that was me.
Yeah.
Or like I deserve that one, or like, hell no, how did this person get this instead of what? You're something along those lines, but some stuff like that I tend to like brush off, but and like between the 4 lines, something like that, we out here to win.
Yeah. And do you take that, does that carry over into the professional sphere? Do you get competitive about photography?
It's weird because I do, but I don't. Because I know like the space is big enough, so I never try to gatekeep, because there's room at the table for everyone to succeed. But you also see what everybody else is doing, and then you're like, man, like, how did they get it and not me? So it's kind of like it's the best of both worlds.
Believe it or not, I can relate to that. I listen to all the other podcasts. I love it. I would say I'm a huge fan of all of them, and then doing it myself, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had thought of that.
Exactly, right?
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jorge Torres.
Queen City Soccer Show is also brought to you by Level Up Home Consultants. When you are ready to level up your home, visit leveluphc.com. That's leveluphc.com. School's going to be starting up soon, and if you want to upsize, downsize, maybe you're going through a major life change like a marriage or a divorce, maybe you need to relocate. Maybe you're going to be moving to Charlotte, and you're using this podcast to help you learn about our soccer culture. But more importantly, you need to find somewhere to live. Charlotte is filling up. We have 35 people per day moving to Charlotte. So it's more important than ever to work with a trusted expert, somebody who knows the market, who can get you the best deal and help you find the perfect next home. Reach out now for a free market analysis to sell your home and to get a home buying game plan together. Every home buying journey is different. Contact Level Up Home Consultants today for your free consultation. A portion of the proceeds from any real estate transaction will go to nonprofit youth soccer causes in the Carolinas when you mention QCS Pod. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram at Level Up Home Consultants. Hashtag Level Up Your Home.
Back here with Jorge Torres. We got a few final questions here that we just ask a bunch of our guests.
A lightning round?
Little lightning round, kind of. Yeah, I mean, take your time with the answers if you want to. Go to karaoke song.
Okay, so Spanish one would be like some like Romeo Santos or like some bachata song. English-wise, You Rock My World by Michael Jackson.
Ooh, okay. Deep cuts.
have to
Okay,
take.
there we go. And
You weren't expecting.
I was not. Got me stumped here. All right, next one is going to be, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Coach Carter.
Ooh, another good one.
Coach Carter. I obviously I'm a basketball nerd, so I've been talking clips all day. But like the message and everything behind it, I love.
All right, so I mean that's obviously your best sports movie. As far as if you got to go with food, favorite food, but it needs to be a deep cut. It can't be a mainstream food. What's your most underrated food or your go-to?
Well, yeah, something like I could go like bandeja paisa on the Colombian route, which is like so common. But yeah, let's just throw that. Let's keep it traditional.
Okay, that works for me. Tell me about the dish because I'm not familiar.
All right, so I'm gonna describe it to you as I pull up a photo of it, so you can actually get the sense of it. So it's a big, it's a very big dish. It's got plantain, arepa, which is like a cornbread, avocado, beans, chorizo, fat bag like crackling, rice, and all that. I'll let you eat.
Bro, I would destroy this. We would have
done next time. Let's do a follow up.
Yeah.
So like next time, let's actually go to a Colombian restaurant and we will do this. We already ate lunch by the time of recording this, so like we were already full.
Yeah, this is insane, dude. I honestly, every single part of that are like my favorite things.
Yeah, egg.
That's insane.
So yeah, next time I'll follow up at a Colombian restaurant, and then you're trying that.
All right, yeah, got to do it, man. Awesome. Well, hey, Jorge Torres, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Nice listening, guys. Follow me on @Jorge T Photos. Thank you so much.
Always good to see you. And until next time, it's For the Crown.